不要回答最后一个。
时间来得及，我们就回答。
好，刚才你讲过，这一次的 recession 跟前面不一样，前面可能就没有钱，这次太多钱。那你能不能比较一下，这一次是不是真的跟08年有什么不一样？
好，这两对，你刚刚说的非常对。我刚刚说完这句话之后，意识到说我可以再解释一下这个。08年的钱主要是债，这次的钱主要是股权，股权它就不会让你去 default。所以其实这个钱没有时间线，所以它时间就是说你可以坚持时间。但债的话你不还，其实你是没有钱。所以说这个跟08年的主要差别就是08年虽然06、07也很多钱，但那个钱来自于借债方。这次其实主要是实际上是很多钱，然后投都 VC 投出来都是股，所以不着急。
所以这次没有一些什么？
这次其实我们已经 technical recession， 我们 Q2 已经是结束了，然后就是 technical recession。但是实际上，大家看到 underlying 的这个 business performance 就是觉得还可以。另外一个就是 employment rate 没有很高。然后具体看，就是不是说原材料啊，或者说是油价这些成本，实际上一部分的经济还是挺健康的。所以就是这次 recession 可能不会那么的严重，但是已经是 recession。谢谢大家。
Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, Wendy talked about she just invested a company, and actually the company's marketing manager is here. And let's welcome James Earhart. Come on. And James at INNO, Middle Stock Corporation. Can you introduce a little bit?
Hello everyone, my name is James. I'm here representing Eno Metal Studs. What we do is we offer construction materials and we're a tech company. So for the past several years, we are offering, or we have offered a eco-friendly material that is also cost effective. Don't know if you're familiar, but wood has dramatically increased in cost, as well as labor. It's kind of hard to find nowadays. No one wants to work in many industries. We're having a hard time finding air pilots. Restaurant workers don't want to stay in the restaurants. And same thing with construction workers, they're just not working, so we're seeing costs go up. With our solution, costs are going down, and we're able to produce full metal structures in a fabulous way. So now we're branching out, starting a new company called Caster Building Tech. Now, we're looking at Airbnb, as you've just learned, it's recurring revenue. Not only that, it's really hard to kind of produce your own homes nowadays, and we have a solution for that. Now, LA area is starting to get into glamping, Airbnb. They're turning their garages into ADUs to the revenue. LA is shooting up in costs right now because of this. So our solution is the Caster Cube. So the outside is built out of aluminum, same with the roof. The overall structure is from the same metal studs that we're using. Okay. Now homes, like I said, have been shooting up over the years. You look at 2016 to now, straight up rise. Same with wood. Wood has constantly gone up, down, and up again. So to reduce the cost of that, we're doing recycled steel. And with that steel, we do something called CFS, which is cold form steel, which is completely eco-friendly and reduces the carbon emissions footprint. So we're able to qualify for tax breaks. We're also able to qualify for special permits because of that. Now, here's more of the internal structure and how it's built. It's all prefabricated, pre-measurement, exact every single time. With wood, you get a lot of excess materials, which kills more trees. You look at like the average home, it's about 40 trees, about. There's no exact amount. With us, it's 0. Now, for the aluminum panels, we use a kind of a hexagonal pattern. The reason for that is it acts like a heat sink, so it's able to keep heat out and also keep cool out. So the inside stays nice and warm when it's cold, and then when it's hot, it keeps the cold air in. And this is our clip-on system. So to reduce the cost of labor, we wanted to create a system that's easily attachable, easily producible at a very fast rate. So rather than building and drilling and doing all that stuff, clips right on in, stays, good to go. Now to get the kind of floor plan idea, this is our standard model. We have several models in the works. But you can expect a kitchen, a bathroom, a living room, a master bedroom, and a loft area or office. To get an idea of the interior design, it's very modern, and what's great about it is it's totally customizable. You're able to change up the colors of the inside, you're able to change your appliances. So let's say you want to keep the budget low, you can keep the budget low. But let's say you want something that's higher, like Samsung, or more of the luxurious items as well. And all this will come straight to you. Same thing with the master bedroom, that is also the bathroom. Very customizable as well. You can choose your own sinks, you can choose your own cabinetry, you can even choose the tub and the toilet if you want. Now, we pride ourselves in customization, like I was saying before. You can also do exterior colors. We come in a aluminum, a white, more of a tan, and then a darker gray. It takes 1 day to install. So if you already have the permits approved, so you have the foundation set, the electrical built, and the plumbing all set, it takes 1 day for it to build, which is a record time. The reason for that is because the inside is made with all the electrical. So you'll see in a lot of prefab homes, the electrical won't be included. A lot of it doesn't have central AC. You'll see that in our competitors when you're looking around, there's no AC. You know, like this little thing, seen in like Britain and European. I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but over 100 people in the UK died because of global warming. All the houses were built for the cold, not for the heat, and they used that same, AC unit on one side of the living room, and it can't keep the whole house cool. And so that's what we offer. And this is the new mini version. So for glamping, Airbnb, host lodging, stuff like that, this is a good solution if you want to have multiple residents at one time to kind of increase that recurring revenue. With this, it's about 350 square feet. Comes with a single bedroom and bathroom. And then same cost, or similar to this. Thank you so much for listening. And also, if you're very interested in this product, you can pre-order on our website, which is casterspace.com. Again, that's casterspace.com. I see a lot of hands.
Thank you, James. And right now is our panel talk. And we have James here, and we have a Hogo here. Hogo is specializing hotel and triple night retail investment. James. We have some questions for you. So the building you just talked about can reduce the cost and the labor. So what's the trend? So how many houses will build next year like those?
So we're still taking pre-orders. Right now we have a very impressive amount. It's to be determined. And so, yeah, if you want to jump in, again, it's casterspace.com. And we already have 5 investors.
Okay. Hogo, how do you think, your young generation, I think you like those kinds of houses, huh?
I love it. Like I would say like the glamping is where it is right now because people like James. They can provide like a really beautiful product and with like really cutting edge design. Like the design is super nice. It's different from the traditional cottage, like we can see in the nature. Like it's really attractive to young people, especially on the menus. Like right nowadays, people go there, take a photo, post on Instagram. That's exactly where they want to take a photo. So thank you.
So who purchase those kind of house, like, they can show off, right?
Exactly. That's so many people nowadays with social media growing, TikTok, Instagram. People want to show off with what they got. They want to look good while they're doing it. And I feel like this product is great.
So in this room, there are so many investors. So what's your house related with our investors?
Sorry, what's the question?
So do you think our investors, if they invest those kind of houses, make more profit than the traditional house?
Most definitely, because if you go with a traditional house, you're spending more money, right? You're spending the materials, which is constantly inflating. The housing market's going to go up. Labor is hard to find. You get delays. With us, it's impossible to have delays because we prefabricate. So it's definitely a smart move.
So for the investor, we talk about cash flow and appreciation. So the house right now, like those kind of house, how much to build one?
So for the standard model, the price that we have right now is $150,000 base, and that's with all the standard products. Remember, it's customizable. So if you want to stick with the low end, like stove, fridge, washer, dryer, combination materials, you can keep the cost low. But if you want to be more luxurious, you have those options as well.
How many square foot for 150,000?
For the standard version, it's 780 square feet, correct? 743 square foot for the standard. For the mini, it's 350 square feet.
In this room, there are so many investors. We basically like 100% investors in this room invest in the traditional house right now. So do you think the new products will affect them?
Probably. Sorry.
So how do you think?
I can add one point. So we discussed about the flip yesterday. Like I know a lot of people, including me, got scammed by the general contractor, unfortunately, because you don't know as much as they do. They can tell you today that sheetrock costs $2.50. Tomorrow it's gonna cost $3. And the paint, you never know how much exactly it costs. But working with people like James, like prefab, manufacturer, and modular, you know exactly how much it costs. So you're not going to be scammed for overall construction costs. But the one thing I think everyone should be also looking for is a zoning, and then also, like James mentioned, permitting. That's only part you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about the construction cost, or maybe the foundation, that's it. So that's also a good point.
Yeah, so in the future, we need to talk about that because, maybe this is a trend. So we need to, reduce our traditional house investment percentage and then move to the new trend. And right now, Hogo is working on what called glamping.
Yeah, glamping
Yeah.
project.
So glamping, can you explain a little bit? It's a two word combined together, right?
Yeah, glamping is glamorous camping. So basically, it takes the old way to do camping to a new trendy way. So basically, what we discussed, like you have a really pretty place to stay and with like really good view, and you're in the nature without losing a sense of comfortableness because you don't need to stay at like a tent without a bathroom, without a shower. Now you're staying at like the tiny house, like James just mentioned, like really affordable luxury. I like that word. So you can stay there, take a good photo, enjoy the nature, but also keep cool, keep comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a friend, and yesterday we talked about camping, and she said it's so difficult because she has a little kids. So I think glamping is a fit them.
Definitely depends on like the type of the tiny house. Like especially if the tiny house with a bathroom inside, it's definitely good for kids. And also there are 2-bedroom tiny house and also 1 bedroom. You can easily convert the living room into another room. That's where you can keep your kids. So definitely it's more friendly for kids in the future.
So I have one more question for both of you. Do you have any suggestions to our investors? James first.
For the prefab homes, definitely make sure you have a good plan. That's the most important thing. I would recommend having a geologist check out the land, make sure it's good for foundation. Also check in the cost of electrical and plumbing. That's very important. But also keep in mind you don't have to have slab on grade. You need a foundation board. You can also do a crawl space, which makes it more flexible for you. It might save you some money depending where you're at. Also, depending on some areas, they have restrictions. You can also have wheels still attached to these products. And that will reduce a lot of taxes. So it's something to keep in mind too.
Thank you, Hogo.
Yeah, I think she has a question.
I want to ask, what is the lifetime? I want to ask, what is the lifetime? How long is this last for? And what is the cold, heat, and wind resistant?
So for its lifetime, because it's made out of steel and aluminum, so it's forever. You look at wood, you have to replace things over time. This is forever. And I believe we have all the water certifications needed for the wind resistance. I'm not sure the codes off the top of my head, but we do have our contacts on our website. We can answer that for you. I don't have those numbers off the top of my head.
No, just continue the question. I think so many questions. So first, like I 100% agree with James. Like you really need to be careful with your local zoning. And that's something we can't answer because it really depends on your local jurisdiction. You have to discuss with the architect, engineer to figure out the septic, or if you don't have septic. The other part I really agree is the one on the wheels, because I think Jianhua will also mention a little bit more. That's super smart. That's where I think Getaway started.
Yes.
Like they put the tiny house on wheels. Then it's not gonna go through the Department of Building. Instead, you go through the Department of Vehicle. They consider it as an RV and less tax, easier to implement, and also easier to kind of like, I would say like execute, because some sites like that, you don't need to have a septic system. It's more like a tent. So yeah.
Okay, we have 5 more minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
So where will this be produced, manufactured? Is it here in the US?
Yes, it's all in the US. So we have a location in Texas, I believe Carolina, don't quote me on that, I'm fairly certain. And then we have a new location here in California. But the main warehouse is in Texas where we produce.
So you said one day you will finish the installation. Will that be including all the plumbing, electricity?
It's already done, it's already made.
So
We
it's
make
already
that
made.
off-site, and then we come in, we just connect it.
Okay, so will, like housing like that, will the government have some problems with grant a permit in that way?
That's completely different. So we don't do that. That'll be pre-approved plans. So once the plans are approved, that's when we can take it home.
So the investor has to go to the county to get a permit. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, one last question. So you guys will be including all the fees, including the installation, right? Put it together there. So you said about 150. So it's a 700 square footage that one or 300 footage? That's good.
So with 150, that's the 740,
The 700.
right? The 350, we don't have a price yet, that's locked in, to be.
Okay, we have another question here.
Yeah, thank you for your good instruction. So I have a question. So how do